Shem Kol Yisrael. So we're going to do a quick summary of Shulchan Aruch, Siman Vav, Sif Aleph. And here we're talking about the bracha of Asher Yatzar. Maybe the awesomest bracha ever. So it all starts in the Gemara in Bracha Staf Samech. There the Gemara talks about all the different things that we thank God for, like our eyesight, we say Pukei Achivrim, the ability to walk. And included in that is also the bracha of Asher Yatzar, after we go to the bathroom. The text is very similar to the text that we say. The end of the bracha, Bracha Hashem Rafechol Basar, the healer of all flesh, Umafli La'asot, there was an argument as to what should be the ending in Talmudic times. In the end, Rav Papa ends up putting together all of the different opinions into one super conclusion. Okay, so the Shulchan Aruch now goes through the meaning of the bracha Asher Yatzar. And now this is very uncharacteristic of the Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah to go into this whole tangent about what it means. It's not a sefer tefillah. And everyone's trying to figure out why. Why does Shulchan Aruch need to explain the words? So the Aruch HaShulchan, Yechiel Mechel Epstein, suggests that the bracha of Asher Yatzar is very long. And it's a little unclear as to what the meaning is behind it. He explains that really Chazal wanted to make a bracha thanking God for the ability to go to the bathroom. But it would be a little bit not respectable to make a whole bracha just about going to the bathroom. So instead we make a bracha generally thanking God for the creation of mankind. And included in that we hint towards the ability to go to the bathroom, as we will see. Okay, so the words are Asher Yatzar Adam Bechachma, who created man with wisdom. So now here on the Gemara, there's a machlokes. What do we mean bechachma? Either we're referring to how God created the world with a lot of wisdom. Like for example, at first he created the food and then he created man so we'd have what to eat. It would have been awkward if he created man and then there was nothing to eat. He just would have died. That's one pshat. The wisdom in God's creating of man. The other pshat is Asher Yatzar Adam bechachma. He created man with wisdom. That we have a brain. So we're really not just thanking God for the ability to go to the bathroom, but even for our brain. Personally, I like that kavanah. And the Aruch HaShulchan points out here that an animal doesn't have wisdom. And therefore he just goes to the bathroom wherever he wants. He has no shame. Whereas we do have wisdom, which means we have shame and consciousness. And that's also an allusion to the bathroom in this Asher Yatzar Adam B'chachma. Okay, we then say Uvaravo Nekavim Nekavim. This refers to the open orifices of our body, like our nostrils, our mouth, and down there, which helps us go to the bathroom. So we're subtly alluding again to the bathroom and to our ability to speak. We actually have no other bracha which alludes to our ability to speak. So here we're thanking God for the ability to speak, which is pretty awesome. Now, besides for Nekavim, we have the Chalulim. That explains the Shulchan Aruch to the closed parts of our body, like our digestion system, our hearts, our belly, all of that. We're also thanking God for that. Now, it's known before your glorious throne that if one of our parts of our body would open or get closed, we couldn't stand before you. So we're thanking God for the wondrousness of the human body. The Shulchan Aruch has a little bit of a different girsa, where he says, first, if one of them would be closed, and then yipatach, and then if one of them would be open. And he also talks about this girsa of afilu sha'achat. We couldn't even survive for one moment. So Ashkenazim don't have that girsa. We go like the girsa of Rashi. Sfaradim go like the girsa of the Rambam, and they have that girsa. And the Shulchan Aruch explains, others explain on the Shulchan Aruch that originally our mouth is closed in our embryo, and then it's open, and we couldn't survive for a second without breathing, without our ability for our mouth to miraculously open at the right time, and that's alluded to with this girsa. Again, Ashkenazim have our girsa. Each one should follow their girsa. Moving on. We wouldn't stand before you. Blessed be you, God, the healer of all flesh, who does wonders. So on the healer of all flesh, the Gemara actually talks about this, how one rabbi points out that we're not sick, and so we shouldn't have this lashon of Rofeh Chol Choli, the healer of all the sicker ones. But there are those who do have that girsa, that Rofeh Chol Choli. But generally the girsa is Rofeh Chol Basar. He's the healer of all flesh. Doctor, not in the sense that we're sick, but rather just like a good doctor gives you health advice before you get sick. So God heals us even before we get sick. And that's what we're referring to in this bracha. Okay, now what is this mafli lasod, who does wonders? So there's many different explanations as to what's the wonder of it all, the wonder that we're alluding to. Some suggest, the Shulchan Aruch suggests, that the wonder is that it's like we have these orifices, these openings, and yet a balloon, if there's an opening, it pop. We have these openings, and yet we don't pop. Breath goes in, breath goes out, and we somehow function. So it's another allusion to the amazingness of the human body. Whereas the Ramah is a different idea. The amazingness of the body is that we have a physical body and a spiritual soul inside of ourselves, and somehow they work together. They're dependent on each other, and that's the Pele. That's the amazing thingness of the human body. And that's what we're thanking God for every day in our Asher Yatzar, which is quite an illusion. And the Mishnah Berurah points out, based on the kavanot, on the Kabbalistic works, that in every item of food that we have, there's a physical part, which we're giving nutrients to our body, and there's a spiritual parts of that Pringle box. There's spirituality. And when we say a bracha with kavana, we're drawing the spirituality out into our soul so that our soul can also be alive. So, Gavalt, you thought the Mishnah Berurah was just a halachic work. He's bringing in all the great Kabbalistic ideas here. And just to end off with some Kabbalistic ideas, it's brought in the mystical tradition that if you want to have a segula, if you want to have great health, say an Asher Yatzar with kavana. The fact that the Shulchan Aruch goes out of its way to explain the meaning of this Asher Yatzar just shows us how important it is to take that extra 30 seconds to say it with kavana. And if you do that, it's a guarantee, whatever that means, to have good health. And there are many amazing stories about people who saw Yeshuot when they started saying Asher Yatzar with kavana. I'll just share a personal story. Yesterday I was researching for this year, and I was saying Asher Yatzar with a little extra kavana and thinking about how, thank God, in the summer I'm a little less rushed. I have time to say my Asher Yatzar with kavana. At that moment I checked my phone, and my good friend Idan texted me with the words Asher Yatzar, because we have a running chavrutza where he reminds me to say Asher Yatzar with kavana. But just amazing that at that exact moment he texted me. I take it as a sign from God that we should all be mitchazek in saying Asher Yatzar with super duper kavana. We should be blessed with good health, super duper appreciation, and joy. Think about all the joy that we can bring into our life by truly appreciating the wonders of the human body. And I bless us to watch nice YouTube videos and articles about the health, the body, and how amazing our body is, as a way of always having extra super duper kavana in our Asher Yatzar. Everyone should have an amazing day. Shulchan Aruch Vav Seif Aleph. Can't wait till tomorrow. Have a great day.